What's going on? It's the RapNerd, and of course, this is a Batman video, but it's ironic I got a Spider-Man shirt on, but it's neither here nor there. I just got to talk about this funeral scene that they released as an ad. It's 2 minutes funeral scene from the Batman movie.
RapNerd Productions, no capping, that's word to mommy.
And I've watched it a number of times yesterday, woke up and watched it again this morning, and I was just like, I have to talk about this because this is, not only is this film going to be the best Batman movie, yes, I said it, it's going to be the best Batman movie, but just got to talk about the filmmaking aspects of this clip, and it sets the tone for the entire movie and why it's just fantastic. Chef's kiss. Like I said, Matt Reeves is a master filmmaker. Always thought that. Always liked his directing. Loved his directing. From Cloverfield, which is the first movie I saw. From his 2 Apes movies to what's the other joint? Let Me In is fantastic movie. So he's got other movies that I haven't seen like in the 90s, but always loved all his recent stuff in the 2000s, man. And like seeing him here, people can finally understand why he is just the great filmmaker he is. Now, first off, Bruce walks in, it's a funeral, and the first thing he takes note of is a kid standing by himself, and you see him focus on the kid, and the kid even looks back, like he sees himself in the kid, having gone through the same situation. And all of this is done without saying a word. Bruce doesn't say a word this whole time. You see everything on his face. You see everything he's thinking in his head. You see him look at the kid and it's like, oh, he's by himself. Later on, you see him doing detective work in his head while the scene is, taking place. Masterful. So looks at the kid, and Gordon walks up behind them, and they're talking about, a missing person, and you kind of see Bruce just turn and look, kind of slightly, and one of the cops just like, hey, Mr. Wayne, like, to me, right? To me, that humor works. It's situational. It's funny. That's funny to me. Like him just, breaking the whole serious moment. Like, hey, Mr. Wayne, and it's just quick. It doesn't overdo it. It doesn't go into an obscene direction to where it's goofy as hell or it's trying too hard. It's just small situational humor that's put there, and it's regular. It's a little chuckle. It's not ha ha ha. It's just made to be something that's a little bit, it's a little humor put in there. And say this again, that humor is fine. I love that kind of stuff within the movies. I gotta point that part out specifically because, again, it just works, and it's just so small, and it's gonna get overlooked as like just something being there, but it's humorous. So he's like, hey, Mr. Wayne, and then Bruce doesn't even say nothing back. He just kind of like get back to the conversation. Coulson's been missing, and they're like, have you been looking for him? And another thing that I love that's great, you see Bruce and everyone else is inside, and you kind of hear stuff. You kind of hear something, but you're like, what is that? And then it gets, the sounds grow and grow. You hear tires screeching. You hear a car revving, and all of this is the view is still inside the church. You're looking at Bruce and everybody else, and other filmmakers that I've seen will cut to outside of the car coming inside and then back to inside the church. But no, they keep it there the whole time. And you can kind of see and feel the tension grow from everybody inside, like kind of wondering what's happening. And it just, like I said, it adds an extra layer of tension to the scene as it is. And again, small choices being made here that just help elevate the feeling and tension of the film and create tone and mood. So, long story short, the car makes his way in there. Bruce already keeping his mind on the kid, saves him. Car crashes, and I just love how you see the madness of people scattering. And the one scene when he looks up and he sees everybody scattering, and you see one person just standing there looking at him. Brilliant. And then it even cuts to who we presume is the Riddler looking down, and it's all silhouetted. You don't even see who it is, none of that, but he's behind it, just walks away. Little stuff like that, man. Little stuff like just building the scene, and then there's this little play in the score that's like a ticking. It's like do 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 do. Like you just see it ticking and ticking, and we hear ticking and ticking, and then that's when Gordon rushes the scene and he's pointing his gun like, hands up, and just the reverb and echoing of the cathedral. Like, I don't know if that was natural or they placed it on there, but it sounds just phenomenal. Like, it's great. And again, this is all building tension. It's just building and building and building and building. Door opens, you see the hand come out, and you see something strapped to his hand. And it's just the way of how you frame stuff to where it's like you don't really know what that is, but you know it's not good. It finally gets out, and everyone kind of just is like, it's hysteria, it's just hysteria. Like, what the fuck is happening? This guy mouth is taped up and he's not talking, he's just like, and again, it's how you frame it, it's how it's the reaction that people are giving. It goes back to Gordon. He's kind of looking like, oh shit, this is like bomb territory. And then as soon as you're thinking that, that's when they have somebody actually say, he's got a bomb strapped through his neck, and then that just makes the whole crowd gasp. And then another layer of tension right after that, a phone rings, and then the crowd is just kind of like, and you hear an even bigger gasp, and it just continuously builds and builds and builds and builds on that tension. And again, this is just a masterful scene, bro. Like, this is 2 minutes, and the great thing about it is with all this marketing from the Batman, they released a lot of footage, but we still have no idea what's going on. We don't know. Like, I've seen almost every TV spot, I've seen all the teasers, all the trailers, and I still don't know what's going on in the movie. And with it being 3 hours, damn near 3 hours, they can just keep doing this. And again, it's smart because every new bit of footage they're releasing is just an extension of what we've seen already. It's without context. It's just adding context to the clips and stuff we've seen. But again, we don't know what's happening. And this is really going to be one of the best comic book movies ever. One of my favorite movies in general outside of that. I say all that to say, like, comic book movies that are rooted in drama, not having dramatic spots or dramatic moments. I'm talking about the ones that are rooted in drama the entire time are always the best comic book movies. They stand the test of time. They have the most discussion. And again, they transcend the genre. They're like movies that you don't even look at as being a comic book movie because they say so much, they do so much. The filmmaking aspect is just ridiculous, you know what I mean? So I just had to get these thoughts out, man, just to, being a director myself, and just watching this masterful, work all come together, seeing the little things and play out, and the way it's edited, the way it's framed, the blocking, everything makes sense. The color grading, provide the gritty and grimy tone, the wordless acting, the pacing. Oh, give me 6 hours of that, bro. People complaining about 3. Shit. I'm down. I'm happy. I used to sit in front of the TV and watch recordings of Power Rangers for 6 hours straight of one season, so I can sit through a 3-hour movie. I sat through Zach's movie for 4 hours. I watched Zack Snyder's JL twice in one day, so I'm ready. Bring it on. Anyway, it's RapNerd. I'm out. Let me know what you think about that scene. Are you looking forward to Batman? I think tickets go on sale on February 10th, so load your Fandango up and get your tickets. I'm trying to get 2, for the same day. And until next time, peace.